I don't put a lot of stock into it. Let's see what his participation looks like today.
Yeah, and Josh Reynolds is who we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching to see if Josh Reynolds can be back this week. Of course, brought back from IR. Could have been brought back last week for the Chiefs game. So the fact that they kept him out one more week in that matchup where, well, you tried some stuff with Marvin Mims that I'm glad they tried it. It didn't really work. And it's not that Josh Reynolds would do those same things, but you're better with Josh Reynolds on the field. You just are. Whatever your opinion is on Josh Reynolds and he drops too many passes or whatever, like, you're better when he's out there because he's proven. Devon Vele does some nice things, catches everything thrown his way, doesn't do much after the catch. He's not as proven, obviously, as a veteran like Josh Reynolds. So will Reynolds be out there this week? We'll watch on Friday. Friday's always the main day. It's why I don't lose my mind on Wednesday practice reports across the entire league. Mm-hmm. So Reynolds, limited. Is he back? Like, yeah, talk to me on Friday. But he should be. He should be back, and that'll be a boost and a bonus for a Bo Nix offense. Bo Nix getting NFL Rookie of the Week in a loss because of his play when they only had 53 yards in the second half or whatever, but it was all on that last drive when they had to have it. Bo got it for him. If Josh Reynolds out there, Bo can get even more.
100%. I've got to ask you something. Whose time is Josh going to get?
Yes.
Is it a Devon Vele? Is it a Troy Franklin? Is it Marvin Mims? You're pretty much a running back now, so you get some of those moments. I'm with you that I want to see Josh, I'm going to keep calling him Franklin, Josh Reynolds back out on the field. I don't want to see less Devon Vele if that means Josh Reynolds is back on the field. Troy Franklin, I'm intrigued still, but it hasn't connected. That seems to be the spot for me, and Josh doesn't provide that down the field thing. Neither does Devon Vele. So it feels like it would be Vele, although that's not what I personally want.
Yeah, it would be Vele because of, if you think of slot, and they're going to go with a speed slot, not a big slot. You can do either. Mm-hmm. And honestly, Franklin could be on the outside and Reynolds could be in the slot. But what works best for this team? That means it is Josh Reynolds, and you've paid the guy. Devon Vele is a nice story, but until he breaks a tackle and breaks a long one, like, all right, it's just a nice story. You need someone that can produce down the field more and not stretch it in a way that Marvin Mims can or that Troy Franklin can. They're still trying to figure things out outside of Cortland Sutton. It's almost like Michael Malone in the Nuggets bench. Like, they're still trying to figure out that rotation, and it'll be a different combination of receivers on a weekly basis based on the matchup until someone emerges as the guy opposite of the guy who is Cortland Sutton. Mm-hmm. But Sutton with a really tough matchup this week against A.J. Terrell, you've got to have someone else that can come through, and Josh Reynolds would be that guy because he knows how to get open, and he can do something after the catch. Devon Vele, while he catches everything thrown his way, he still doesn't understand leverage. He still doesn't really know how to get open, and that's why most of his catches are contested. Now, he'll catch them, but the guy's right there to make the tackle. Mm-hmm. If he learns how to cut a rug, basically run a route, now he's going to create separation and be able to do something after the catch because the defender's trying to catch up, not just right there because, I don't know where I'm going.
Is there any way we could get the Monstars to, like, take Troy Franklin's route running ability and give
speed.
some of that to Devon and then put Devon's hands on a little bit of Troy Franklin's body?
Yeah.
You know, can we just mix and match those two to make a good wide receiver for
It would
Bo
be
Nix?
Nice, right? If you could kind of Frankenstein this thing together and piece it all together, but you have to deal with what you have right now and going up against Atlanta, that defense in that front. The tight ends can be free. More on this on Friday's show, and I'll tell you the specific route you need to run against the Atlanta Falcons only on this show coming up on Friday. But the tight ends, the middle of the field is going to be wide open. So it is Cortland Sutton as much as possible, force feed him 10 targets, and I'm fine with that. Josh Reynolds should be back. I want Reynolds to get, let's say, 7 targets.
Okay.
And if that seems like a lot, it is.
It is a lot.
But, I mean, with a veteran like Reynolds, it can't be anything about rust. Like, dude, they've been waiting for you to come back. Glad you're okay. And certainly all that, is behind you. Go out there and produce in the way that you're paid to produce. Broncos fans were excited when Josh Reynolds got added. I wasn't. And then I got a little bit excited because I saw how Sean Payton wanted to use him. And then he got hurt. Mm-hmm. So now come back, give him, let's say, 5 to 7 targets. If I'm going to be somewhat conservative, 5 to 7 targets, kind of get him involved. But really, it's more Adam Troutman. Maybe it's Lucas Kroll, but whoever at tight end is going to be there because the Falcons' front line isn't going to present a threat to your offensive line. Bo should be clean all day. That Bo Nix jersey that Kev can't get yet, it's going to be clean all day. So you're going to have a passer that can slice you up from the pocket. You're going to have more receivers available, whether that is Troy Franklin down the field, and only a couple of targets. I'm fine with that. Until it connects with Franklin, I don't really I don't want to see more than a couple of deep shots. I want to see more Josh Reynolds, more Adam Troutman against a Falcons team that you can move the ball in the air against.
Yeah, and you're going to have time to throw that football. The offensive line has been holding their own. We talked about limited pressures from all sides of that offensive line. Atlanta's dead last in the league in sacks. You're going to have plenty of time. They only have 9 of those things. Nick Bonito has 7. For the Broncos. And the Falcons have 9 as a team. 27th in pressures, 26th in passing yards, and 27th in passing touchdowns. This should be a game where this Broncos offense eats, led by Bo Nix, moving the ball down the field.
Right.
Using those intermediate routes that he's starting to complete at a 70% clip and then open things up down the field. He and Cortland on the same page. We talked about it off the Chiefs game. Pre-snap reads. They're both understanding now what the other man is seeing ahead of the ball being snapped. That's going to go a long way. I look at this game. I think Bo Nix eats big time in this one. Gets to 200 yards and multiple touchdown passes. He joined Peyton Manning on that list of the only rookie quarterbacks to do it in 4 consecutive home games. He's going to achieve that. Cortland Sutton will get to 100 yards again. He'll find the back of the end zone, and I expect this offense to look damn good against the bad Falcons defense.
Yeah, and part of that is clicking with Audric Estime. More on that in a pinch, but let's talk about Bo Nix and his growth with Sean Payton. For the first month or so, let's say 6 weeks, it was Sean Payton trying to figure out Bo Nix and Bo Nix trying to figure out Sean Payton, and they're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
It's all love, but that sort of fire. Sean Payton, and I'm just going to say this, he loves Bo Nix. Not like likes him or he's my guy and I drafted him, I'm the smartest guy ever, I discovered electricity. No. Sean Payton loves Bo Nix. And why does he love Bo? Because Bo's going to push back. Because Bo's going to tell you, why are you calling that play? Bo's going to go to you and be like, no, I want this. That play, and I saw this, and this is what they were doing. Bo's the one on the field. He's the commander on the field for the Denver Broncos. And I love to see that sort of relationship where it's all love, but it's also like, I'm going to get at you.
Yep.
You're going to get at me. We might exchange some words, but it's all with the same goal in mind. And Sean gets off on that. It's like Deion Sanders said, it turns him on, right? Sean, you're going to yell back at Sean, and you're right.
It turns us on. Turns us on. It's kind of sexy, matter of fact.
Yeah, that's what Sean Payton is saying behind the scenes about Bo Nix, because Bo Nix has the fire. And it's the fire, not all. I mean, your head's got to be swimming. It's the NFL. You kidding me, baby? I mean, Bo's out there getting it done and getting better each week, but Sean is getting better. And it's on Sean, by the way. Bo's going to be Bo, and he's going to struggle, improve, and excel. Sean Payton in himself struggles, improves, and excels.
Need a little bit more of that improving, Sean.
Yeah, but we've seen it since the Saints game.
Yeah.
He's had a hell of a game plan every single week. Now, it didn't work against Baltimore, but he's had a game plan that works for Bo. Not only is it a game plan against the opponent, and I don't know why when Bill Belichick said that years ago, everyone thought it was revolutionary. Like, wait a second, you do what you do, but you do what they can't do, and yes, that's football, everyone. Pay attention. Sean Payton's already done that. What are they weak at? We're going to attack it there. But then it's what are you strong at, Bo? Now I'm going to help you. How do you like this, Bo? What about this look, Bo? Hey, this formation, Bo. How about this RPO, Bo? You're seeing more RPO. Kev, I don't know if you could find it, and it might be Pro Football Reference, but like the number of RPO plays at least seems to be increasing. I could be wrong, okay? And Kev, again, I don't know if you could find it, but if you can, you're a genius, Kistner. The RPO's improving in number of plays. Why? Because Sean is figuring out Bo while Bo is figuring out the league. Happy learned how to putt.
That is right.
Dude, they can kick ass on the wild side. And we'll get further into it and why they can be like the Detroit Lions and where they're at in their progress. Because you had said, I'm going to call you out.
Okay.
Because I said in 3 years you can be in the Super Bowl. And you're like,
I was like,
I don't know.
It's a little quick.
I don't want to say you could be there next year, but you could push for it next year. Based on if you're following the Lions' plan. The Lions turned it around with Jared Goff. Now, Jared Goff was a player that I compared Bo Nix to, so I'm not saying Goff is some sort of slander, right? But, like, if you can do that and find the right weapons around him, you don't have enough.
No.
And if you want Vele to be the guy instead of Reynolds, I'm not even really going to argue that. I just say Reynolds has the money, so they're going to try to force it to him. But you can figure it out a lot faster than people think, and you can make a push this year. But man alive, what you're building with Bo Nix can take this league by storm.
I love it. I just love the line, Happy learned how to putt. That's perfect fit for what this Broncos team is.
Right.
Bo learned how to read the defense.
Yeah.
Bo and Cortland are on the same page pre-snap. Like the league, and as we're learning from the Chief players talking, they know. They know what it is, and I hope you out there know what it is because Bo Nix is the real deal.
And Kev said 33-0 RPO passes from Bo.
From Bo.
Okay, and that
sources.
number
That's
seems
33,
to increase, 33.
Well, and I mean, this would be probably not information you can find, but we can guess, like, they didn't even start doing this until 4 weeks ago? 5 weeks ago?
Saints game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit at the very beginning, and then it went away.
Mm-hmm.
So like the first or second game, they did a tiny bit, and then it went away seemingly, and now it's back. And I know it makes Kev super excited when he sees RPO Bo out there because RPO Bo works.
That's exactly right. Another storyline that will follow this Broncos and Falcons game is, of course, the return of Justin Simmons. We talked about what kind of reception Jay Sims may get. We're going to further that conversation and talk about what he could look like in the future because, as Justin Simmons said to the Atlanta media yesterday, he'll always be a Bronco.
Going back to a place where I've spent all of my career, a lot of great memories there. The fans are awesome. I have nothing but love for Broncos country. I'll always be thankful for my opportunity. That organization invested into me, extended me, and the community there embraced my family. So it's, I'll always be through and through like a Bronco for life. Those guys have always did right by me and my family.
So Justin Simmons, always a Bronco for life, did right by his family, a two-time Pro Bowler. Kev, I believe he's a two-time second team All-Pro, I think is what it was.
Four-time second team All-Pro.
Oh, four-time.
Four-time second team All-Pro.
And look, he was a great Bronco.
Yes.
In my lifetime's worst era of Broncos football. And a lot of folks' lifetime because they've been so competitive and good throughout the last 30, 40 years.
Imagine if you're 8 years old. You've only known the Broncos to be kind of terrible.
Oh, that sucks.
Sorry, kids. It gets better. I promise.
Yeah. Watch Nikola Jokic. It'll make you feel better. I promise about that.
Well, you do see a lot of young fans at Nuggets games.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely right.
That's right.
Again, I think the fans are going to embrace him. They're going to welcome him. There will be cheers for Justin Simmons. Now,
is there a but coming? It sounds like you're setting up a but.
There is I'll go with the however instead of the but. I don't know that like video tribute needs to be done. You got a different take on that. I heard some conversation and chatter via Twitter from Broncos country about like, well, is he a Ring of Famer when he retires? And that's way too far. No, he is not a Ring of Famer. Are you kidding me? And McCaffrey's not in the Ring of Fame. How is Justin Simmons leapfrog him? There are about 15 names that will go in before a Jay Sims. So out for sure on the Ring of Fame. If they were to do a video tribute, I wouldn't come in here and be like, oh my goodness, how could they?
Right.
But I just don't think it's something you need to go out of your way and do.
I think
let the fans cheer and then keep it moving.
The Walton Penner Group is all about class, and it's a classy move to honor one of the classiest players that you've ever had. And I would video tribute him just for one reason and one reason alone. He's so great in the community. Two reasons. He also wasn't he didn't dial it in the worst era of Broncos football. He was an outstanding player. He brought to the field and to the locker room a work ethic, a dedication to this team that you wouldn't normally see in an era of mercenary football. Just call it like it is, right? It's mercenary football. Who's paying me? Oh, man, I love those fans. To have someone that's authentic like Justin Simmons, to be here, to get extended here, you heard him talk about it, like it's not just they drafted me and I'm loyal. It's that they drafted me and he fought his ass off. He worked tirelessly to make these Broncos into something that they just never were. Blame Vic Fangio. I know he might get after Vic Fangio a time or two. Like, beloved in that locker room, beloved by the fan base. Hell yeah, I want Justin Simmons to have a video tribute. He is deserving of it. It's a class organization. He's a class player. And I'd love for him, for Broncos country, to take that moment just briefly just briefly, to say, Justin, we love you.
And like I said, I'm not going to be mad if they do it. But if they asked me, should we do it? My answer would be no. Just, I don't think it's, I don't know. I don't want to say he's not worthy, but basically he's not worthy. So what do you think, Broncos country? 303-713-1043, RamosLaw.com text line. Would you do it? Do you want to see a video tribute? Good text here. Remember, Justin Simmons blocked that PAT versus the Saints and Sean Payton to win that game. How'd that work? Simmons block, what was his name? Will Parks up the sideline running it down. Isn't that how that play went down?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Will had the white shoes on, right?
Yes.
Running up the sideline.
Yep. And they changed the rule after that play.
Oh, because he went up
the
over
next
the
year.
center.
Yes, he did.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's there. I imagine that most people are going to respond and say, no, give Justin Simmons his video tribute. And I imagine that on YouTube, hi YouTube, if you're watching us, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid. I imagine that our YouTube commenters are also going to say, like, no, man, give Justin Simmons. I mean, dude, again, brother.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-minute video thing. Give Justin Simmons those 2 minutes, man. I'm going to get you on my side. I'm going to bring you over to my side.
I might settle on 45 seconds.
When is a video tribute not an honor but an insult? Here's like a play. Flash the Saints play. There you go. Done. Justin Simmons back, everybody. We love him.
Flash all the pop-ups that he caught in the middle of the field, just standing there, kind of waiting for the ball to drop in his hands.
And he did it with Atlanta.
My dude.
He did it with Atlanta. The dude picks off Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to honor him for anything, thank you, Justin Simmons, for getting that guy multiple times.
A few texts coming in here. Brian writes, give him a standing ovation, then kick his ass.
Okay.
I like that as well, Brian. Thumbs up for the video tribute. Yeah, it's honestly, quick guess here, like 70-30, maybe 75-25 for your side.
Okay.
But yeah, you give him the video tribute.
It's a landslide, Kev. From my side. There
On your
go.
side, the good side, I guess.
Yes.
Dude, you asked about young men, young football fans, young ladies
young
watching
fans.
the team.
Right.
A texter from Iowa writes, my son's 10. It's tough to guide him to the orange and blue.
It is, right? But Bo Nix will turn it around. He's 10?
Yeah.
Perfect. Get him a 10 jersey. Get your son a 10 jersey right now, and it'll be fantastic. Now, true story, my son had an Elway jersey. He actually had an Otis Armstrong jersey that was mine.
Oh, that's cool.
So I still have that jersey. So he had that. He had an Elway jersey because he was born in 99. So whatever. Elway jersey. He had a Jake Plummer jersey. He had a Jay Cutler jersey. He had a Kyle Orton jersey.
Oh.
He loved him some Tim Tebow. Had a Tim Tebow jersey. Everybody that played quarterback for the Broncos up until Russell Wilson, because Liam, God bless you. I love you out there protecting our country. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you, Liam.
He hates Russell Wilson and has hated him since Russell Wilson puffed up to me at the Senior Bowl. So when Liam,
that's my father.
He would have been like 13 at the time. So you tell your teenage son, hey, this player just like puffed up, wanted to fight me. He's hated him ever since then. So he hated Russell Wilson. So all the way up to Russell Wilson, every single quarterback, Drew Lock jersey, every single quarterback, he's had the jersey till Russ got here. And he's like, screw that guy.
Yeah.
He was trying to fight my father.
I like that about Liam. He's got your back 24/7,
exactly.
as he should. All right, a few of you again. The text coming in. Yes, give him a video tribute. Hard no, sorry, no hate. He was really good. Just not a video tribute. This texter says no video tribute. Save it for his retirement. If he says he's a Bronco for life, you come back. They just did it with Chris Harris Jr., right?
Oh, and they're going to honor the no-fly zone on Sunday. We'll both be there, and we'll both be in the Broncos locker room. Yeah, we are. We're the guys that are there.
That's this Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. So we're in the Broncos locker room during the week, so I got to leave early. And then we'll both be there. We're the only show in the Broncos locker room.
That's right.
You want the inside information? You want the scoop? Listen right here.
This is where you get it.
What if they do a tribute while he's still in the locker room?
Oh, he doesn't even know?
He's not even on the field.
See it? Kev, checking that box.
I wouldn't mind that either.
We got it.
Yeah, we did the tribute. He didn't see it,
What about
though.
Twitter video tribute?
Oh, like the actual Broncos account?
Yeah.
sends it
So
out?
at Broncos on X, if they say, here's a little video thing, so it's not offending you on the video screen, Kev? Like, wouldn't that work?
I kind of like that, actually. I think that's a very fair thing.
But isn't it a coincidence that they're doing the no-fly zone the same week? Is this a little shot at Simmons possibly?
I'd say, like, hey, we're going to overlook your
It's
return
a shot
and
on
celebrate these guys.
Kayvon and Omar Bolden. Because those guys didn't get invited. That was on X. You saw Kayvon mention that on X.
They were doing an all special teams group, then Kayvon would be part of that. He was one of the best gunners in the league at that time.
Okay, Kev, that's a compasult.
Omar Bolden.
Yeah, right. That was definitely what'd you call that? A compasult?
Compasult. It's a compliment and an insult at the same time.
That was very good.
Well, you got to watch out for those, right? I saw a lady at King Supers one time, and most people recognize this from our voice and maybe our hair, formerly your hair.
I still got good hair, though.
You got good hair. You do. And you don't look like everybody else. That's the main thing. But so I'm talking in line with my family, and this lady's like, in the other line, she's like, hey, are you Cecil Lammy? I was like, well, yes, I am.
Yeah.
She's like, man, my husband listens to you all the time. The car's preset on 104 through the fan.
Yes.
I'm just loving it.
Yeah.
And she goes, my husband loves you. I don't like you, but my husband, he thinks you're awesome. And I was like, wait a second, lady. I was like, thank you. I mean,
Appreciate it, I guess.
I thank you for listening, even though you don't want to. I'm not sure. It was awkward, but that was a compasult. So ever since then, I was like, oh, you got to watch out for the compasalts, right?
Yeah, that's a great term. I'm going to borrow that one from you. I do want to hear one quick thing from Sean Payton talking about how difficult it was during the offseason last year to let Justin Simmons walk away.
That was difficult. I mean, holy cow. I remember him coming out in the draft. Look, I was just with him a season, but it's always difficult when you're dealing, especially with a veteran, someone who's played so well for the organization. And those are never easy decisions.
Yeah, and we knew it was going to be like that. He's a little bit older. He was looking for some money. And remember, he didn't get signed for a while and then ultimately ended up in Atlanta. So, yeah, cheer. Hat tip, salute to you, Justin. We'll see if there is